warnings, I'm going to have to break this unboxing into a two-parter. There's a reason why. Come talk to me at the end of the year.
Huh. You're right, I did say that. Let's hop on that right quick. Full disclosure, I didn't feel like editing with the stills today, so I just wanted to get straight to the point and to the figure that's sitting right behind me. Cool? Cool. So, where did we last leave off? Oh yeah, right. I said in part 1's video of Valvarad that I would have to come back to that whenever the new figure got in for his upgrade. I have that figure, but we're going to put him to the side for now. So, in order to understand this character, I'm about to drop some spoiler warning stuff for Kamen Rider Valvarad that's actually really relevant to not just this character, but the story itself. So yeah, long story short, Ichinose and his friends have been doing well to capture as many Kimis as possible, and things have actually seemed like they're okay, but like all good things, the calm has to end and the storm is coming. That storm is Grion, the rogue alchemist that put everything the way it is. Rine's father being branded a traitor, why alchemy is crazy the way it is in the first place, as well as the whole Kimi law in the first place. Kimis are artificial creatures made through alchemy. We all know this. However, Grion wanted to use the power of the Kimis to unlock the power of the 3 Hades Kings. They have been sealed away in the Ouroboros dimension, and he needs the Gachar driver as well as the other Kimis to unlock its full potential, so he can get his wish to turn everything into gold. Now, that sounds weird for a normal person. However, in alchemy, turning anything or transmuting it into gold is one of the greatest achievements in alchemy, by his logic anyway. But when you stop to think about it, that is kind of cool. What does Spanner have to do with all this? Well, Grion took over the school. He used his Hades sisters, well, apparently they're his creations, to get him out of where he's been locked up. B, turn the students against the council as well as the alchemist school itself. Then, of course, the amalgam creatures that you've been seeing Ichinose and his friends have been fighting for the longest. Nobody understood what was going on at first, because another Gachard shows up wearing orange armor, basically warns Ichinose that you are about to go through hell, and you are not prepared. Nobody understood what that meant at first, until their school teacher shows up wearing a creation of Grion's known as the Dread Driver that allows him to turn into Kamen Rider Dread. This is not the first time we've actually seen that character. In fact, one of their classmates was forced to turn into Kamen Rider Dread. It's so powerful that it drains the life force of the user. But the teacher, he is actually holding the side effect at bay, and he beats Spanner with ease. Then takes his Kimis. Then the whole story from there is the school is now being ran by the villains, and the kids are being hunted, and now they have to find a way to stop the invasion, get the Kimis back, and try to reason with their teacher. Meanwhile, Spanner is kind of going through a bit of a problem. Grion, one of his inventions, is Angel Lead, a Kimi that allows people to resurrect the dead and use them however they see fit. He uses that to resurrect Spanner's parents, who Spanner was originally told they went on an important mission and they couldn't come back until it was done. But because of circumstances and shenanigans and plot reasons, you come to find out that when Spanner was a kid, Grion killed his family in front of him when they tried to stop him during the first invasion that Grion tried to cause. Unfortunately, that also made Spanner lose his mind and unveil a power that's known in alchemy history as the Black Flames. Its destructive nature consumes everything, and Grion wants that power for himself. But look, one of the teachers, well, she's a future teacher now, she took Spanner in and raised him as her own. The problem is, every night he would go to bed and he would scream seeing the death of his family over and over again, to the point where he would start to lash out and his powers would start to manifest. So in order to keep him in check or keep it at bay, his teacher, I keep forgetting her name, she would use the power of alchemy to wipe his memory of it, so she would at least try to give him some comfort, some way to alleviate the pain. We find this out during the actual clash with Grion, to the point where he breaks Spanner. He transforms into an amalgam by using his main chemi card, Mad Wheel, into the Mad Wheel amalgam. And unfortunately, Ichinosuke has to fight him because despite everything, even though they are friends, he could hurt so many people. Plus, the Black Flames infused with that power is not helping the situation either. But after finding out all of this, Spanner goes to confront his teacher that you've been lying to me my entire life and you've basically nerfed me. She has been working to try to find a way so he can use his powers without killing not just himself, but everybody around him. So throughout the story, she's actually been sending Spanner to watch after Ichinose and Rine and basically get intel on their drivers. Originally, she wanted him to steal their drivers so she can take it apart and study it herself so she can make her own. But that didn't work out, so she ends up going to them and asking for help. At this point in time, Ichinosuke is using the Gotchard Igniter. It's a device that allows him to transform the Gotchard Fire. Now, his driver is going to be based off of the Igniter driver that Ichinose has. But unfortunately, in order for him to use it, Spanner has to calm down. And since he is walking around as an amalgam, I'm just going to call them amalgam because I really don't know how to properly pronounce their real names. So yeah, in order for him to actually get the driver and get everything sorted out, he has to deal with his own personal demons and his homeroom teacher, because his homeroom teacher was sent to kill him, because they're like, if we can't contain the power of the Black Flames, we'll just take it from his corpse. But everything works out. Spanner overcomes his demons and realizes his family does care about him, and in death they sacrificed themselves to make sure he was safe. He overcame his flames, he overcame his amalgam problem, beat his teacher with his bare hands, and then went back home. Then he got his upgrade form, making him Kamen Rider Valvarad. Now, the issue beforehand is he was upset that he could only use one card to transform, which was the basis of like the whole Valvarad system in the first place, which isn't a bad thing. But again, the Vegeta complex. Everybody is getting stronger than him, and he wants to get stronger now. It's like Team 4-Star. I want to be a Super Saiyan. I wanna. But it actually fits here perfectly. But after he finally got his head right, he transformed. Now he uses the power of an upgraded version of Mad Wheel, which is now evolved into Mach Wheel. Yes, the cards are like Pokemon, they evolve. He evolved from Mad Wheel to Mach Wheel, and an Oni card. I forgot what the card was actually called. Anyway, his forms basically, kind of like how Ichinosuke's, have to equal 10 in order to transform. But however, his cards have to equal 12. Or at least these cards equal 12 that allows him to transform into Kamen Rider Valvarad. A souped up muscle car was always like the aesthetic for Valvarad, but now it has a tune-up. Literally. In fact, let's go ahead and get into it. One of these days I'm gonna cut myself on camera and y'all gonna laugh. Oh, box within a box. Oh yeah, my receipt's in there. Sweet. Dude. Okay. Ta-da! Kamen Rider Valvarad. Like I said, it's not much different compared to the first form that we have of it, but until you actually look at the figure itself, which we should go ahead and do right now. Look at the back. Focus. There we go. He looks sleeker. Alright. Okay. Put you right here. I said you right there. You stay there. Anyway. Here he is. He's a lot taller than I expected. Move you over here. And I can do my thing. And like always, let's perform a little surgery, shall we? Pull that out. A little ball joint right here. Actually, oh, it's a double ball joint. Sweet. Pull that, and I think it's caught. Yeah, it is. It was caught on this. There we go. 3-section pull apart. So I'm going to put you right here. And next, we're going to show off all his gadgets. So, like I said, he uses the Gotchard Igniter. It's a faceplate attachment that I mentioned earlier with Kamen Rider Majid. That it basically, the Gotchard driver itself is just a card holder that holds 2 cards. But to make it different, they added 2 different, multiple faceplates for Gotchard to use down the road. Now, he uses an igniter just like Ichinousuke. However, when Ichinousuke turns into Kamen Rider Gotchard Fire, he has to pull 2 levers down, then slap it on the driver. This one automatically has it on the driver anyway, so all he has to do is just put his cards in, pull, tug and pull, and go from there. He also has his deck holder for his cards, kind of like he had on the front of his original belt. In fact, reference. Like I said, his deck holder right there on the original. Focus. Focus. There we go. But he didn't really have anything else. He also has, just like Rene, I forgot to talk about that yesterday, a Kimi card detector. Except his, for some odd reason, looks like a little minigun. Ow, the edge! So yeah. Oh, nope, nope, oh god. About to have a heart attack. Don't do that. Don't do that. Put you back together. In fact, let's compare the two, shall we? This one has a lot more orange on it based on the body, because it kind of looks like, when you stop to think about it, it's based off of the original, like, Gotchard body a bit, which isn't a bad thing. The horn for the wrench sticks out more compared to the original horn right here. He feels a little bit more loose because the leg joints were stiff around here. I guess because he didn't really have that much clearance around this area because of the skirt. But yeah. And I bet you're wondering, if he has this form, what about this one? Well, other plot things happen. One of the sisters ends up joining the team. I think her name was Lakisa. I can't pronounce half the sisters' names. She ends up joining down the road, and the mentor that was helping Spanner, and she ends up working with her, helping her get her memories back of who she originally was. Because, spoiler, found out all three of the the Hades sisters are dolls. They're homunculus. They're copies of original people that they were based off of. She wants to do better and have a better life, so she ends up siding with the heroes, and she gets a copy of the Valvarad Transformer, and she becomes the new Valvarad, with a couple alterations to the paint job a little bit. But either way, she actually makes a really good character dynamic to the team, plus a good rival / love interest for Spanner down the road. I'm spoiling things. But yeah, arms, actually nicely. The engine, like I mentioned earlier in the last figure arts unboxing from Jed, all three riders have what looks like a source of their power in their chest, or looks like something that like keeps them going. Ichinose has the flame in his chest because he's a steam engine. Then you have the solar reactor from Jed, and now you have a muscle car engine for him, which honestly isn't that bad. Neck rotation is actually really good. Like I said, I love the detail of the Oni side of his mask. Dai Oni, that's what it was called. Dai Oni. But yeah, I have a little bit more wiggle room with the arm because the way the joints are, you can actually, I can get a lot of poses into this actually. And just like the regular Valvarad figure, I can also house the sword right here. He doesn't need it to transform anymore, but he can use it for his signature move, which is actually really sick. But yeah, speaking of legs, the articulation is actually not that bad. Like, so all in all, I'm really happy with like the coloring. I'm not really a purple person, but it's actually fits. This character, this color pops really well actually. And like I said, the back, the skirt itself. This is a really good tune-up for the character. You can see like the motif that they were going for. I actually enjoy it. And now he has like more free-range movement. This isn't his final form actually. The way his transformation for Kamen Rider Valvarad is different compared to the others is when they use Chemi cards to transform, they use different forms, or sometimes in Ichinosuke's case, a wild form where he'll turn into a weird monstrosity based off of what he merges with. So Mad Wheel and the Pirate, he turns into like a giant warship basically, or his human forms and stuff like that, like Steam Hopper as he is. But so heck, even Rene, she uses on the Moon and Cerberus and gets a white warrior form, which isn't bad. He, on the other hand, when he uses other cards, he gets a custom up form. So Gut Shovel with Orochi gives him basically claw shovels with 6 serpents that he can use to like launch off his fingers and grab folks. Or Angel Lead Copter, where he has the ability to fly with a crossbow in one hand and a Gatling gun with a helicopter rotator on the other arm. Even the chest plate changes a little bit too. I wish they kind of had those features as well, but we can't have everything. And I'm okay with that, because the figure is already expensive as it was. Actually, I think this was a cheaper one out of all the figures I pre-ordered. I ain't mad at it though. Swap his hand out. And this one, okay, this one went on way more gentle than the other times I've had to. But will it hold this? Yep, sword goes in like a glove. Now I have 2 purple riders. Well, 3 purple riders. This is sick. This is really sick. I'm glad I was able to show it off. I do have one more figure coming down the road, but it's going to be in December. But unfortunately, I'm taking December off. I'm going to make this like an actual thing every year so I can spend time with my family and stuff like that. But yeah, that will be the first video when I come back from break. I'm still going to do my whole look back or highlight stuff from last year as well too. But I think this is a good place to actually end the season off. This year was crazy, you know? Let's get real for a second. This year was actually really challenging in certain spots, but I felt like I came through on the other side rather well. I've had some ups, I've had some downs, had some family issues and stuff like that. I've had to deal with loss, I've had to deal with accidents and things that made me stop and think I could have done things better, you know? But also at the same time, I've done some wonderful things. I've got to meet more people. I've got to hang out with wonderful, wonderful people, both family, friends, and even accomplish a couple things, you know? I'll never take this for granted because I may not be the biggest YouTuber out there, and I kind of don't want to. I kind of want to make content. I kind of want to meet more people. I kind of want to grow a community and just have fun. Sure, I would love to get paid from this, but that's not one of those things of why I do this. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, getting paid would be great if I got paid to do this all the time. But I still like having a job, a main job. And this, if this ever did become a thing, this will be a side thing because I don't want it to like overtake everything. And I like making content. I like making videos. I like goofing off with my friends that I collab with and stuff like that. And I never would have actually went down this road if I didn't take a chance, you know? I've done, like I said, some really cool things. I've built my computer from scratch. Well, not scratch, but from this, and I even upgraded it not too long ago. Not going to show it right now because that's a lot to actually move around camera-wise, but either way, I have you all to thank for it. I'm grateful. 2024 was crazy. Hopefully 2025 will be just as awesome. You have a good holiday. Oh, forgive me. After I did all the editing, I thought I'd just come and relax. Didn't realize I kind of drifted. But if you're new here, why don't you subscribe? I have a lot of new content coming down the road. But if you've been here before, here's a random playlist of something I've done and the most recent thing I've done here too. Take care.